Okay, let's move on and talk about Pete Davidson and Ariana Grande, you guys. So Pete Davidson recently sat down with Charlamagne the God for a very revealing interview for his YouTube channel. Charlamagne does a lot of, in-depth celebrity interviews.
Yes.
Pete Davidson talked about his past relationships, including his breakup with Ariana Grande. Pete admitted that he knew their engagement was over as soon as Mac Miller passed away and that news kind of started going everywhere. Pete admitted that he totally understood what Ariana was going through and that he remembered telling her that he would be there for her until she didn't want him there anymore. He went on to say, quote, "I pretty much knew after that. That was really horrible and I can't imagine what that ish was like. All I do know is that she really loved the out of him and she wasn't putting on a show or anything. That was effed up." He then went on to offer prayers to Mac's family.
Girl, agreed.
I think that Ariana Grande moved on with Pete Davidson right after Mac Miller because she was just kind of looking for love, and I think she was looking for something different, and I think Pete Davidson offered her that, and he worshipped the ground she walked on. He really, really did, even though some of us felt like it might have been an act at times. I know I definitely gave Pete Davidson a pretty hard time during those episodes of Daily Rewind and stuff. People who have gone through extreme loss can attest to the fact that at times their relationships that are happening in their life don't survive. They don't make it. And well, I feel like it can come across shady and some people will try to interpret it that way. Take the celebrity out of it and just think about people you love and people you know. And I think this is a very relatable and real thing that happened to them.
And a real moment for Pete.
Absolutely,
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit more about his relationship with Kaia Gerber because he also opened up about that. Controversial because of their age difference. But essentially he said that she was really young and he was going through a lot when they started dating. We know that they did end up breaking up because he chose to go get treatment. He went to rehab. He went on to say that it wasn't the right time or place for their relationship. He continued on to say Kaia should be, quote, having fun. She shouldn't have to worry about some dude that just has issues. She should be enjoying her work. I really respect him for that as well because she is young and she is kind of still climbing that career ladder, still climbing that model ladder. Of course, is she, already leaps and bounds above everybody else because of her family, of course, but she's still very young, and that was something we always argued. We were like, when we heard reports of, oh, she was really in it, this was really serious, we were like, girl, that's a lot to take on when you are in your early 20s living in New York and trying to chase your dream. That's a lot.
But then you have like a Sophia that's young and she's up for the task.
Right.
And maybe Pete just didn't want to potentially run the risk of there being resentment when she turned like 26, 27.
Right,
and you been in therapy with your boyfriend like 50 times. I get it, but everyone has a choice.
And I think it was very mature of him to acknowledge that.
Yes.
And it does show that whatever sort of treatment, therapy he's going through, to me that says that he really is making progress.
Yeah, and you know what?
Opinion.
It could have just been the wrong time. Him and Kaia could link back up years from now.
Yeah, we never know. Oh God, get out of my head. He also noted, you guys, that he soon could be leaving SNL. He described Lorne Michaels, that's the EP, as a father figure, but he still described the show as cutthroat, saying they don't give an F about you at the end of the day. Ultimately, Pete said that he wants to be a dad and he would like to direct and write. And he said his dream is to write stuff and be able to produce it for his friends. And I just love that. Very Adam Sandler-esque of him, if you will. Thanks so much for checking out our video. If you like what you saw, please give it a share and a thumbs up. After that, feel free to check out any of our other videos, shop our Hollyscoop store, subscribe, and click that notification bell.